right, welcome back to the third singles match of South Korea versus North Korea. You're looking at JOO Saehyuk, a legend of the game, the top chopper in the world for many years, who retired in 2012, had a condition with his blood, and said he was going to be too tired to keep playing. A sad way to exit the game. And we're not really sure what it is or why, but he got back in recently. I believe played the Qatar Open, lost to his teammate CHOE, and is here for the World Championships. So it's an absolute privilege to be commentating and being able to watch JOO Saehyuk play against his North Korean friend here, CHOE, 20 years old. The age difference is a bit drastic. JOO Saehyuk at 34 years old, often about the time that in countries like Korea, Japan, Germany, and in China that people have sort of taken a step down from the team.
It's interesting that Yoonam Kyu has left Roo Sung-min, for example, back in Korea, and yet he obviously has a lot of faith in JOO Saehyuk, and indeed in their match earlier here, JOO Saehyuk had a great win against Chuan Chi-yuan, a top 10 player in the world in Chinese Taipei. So he's clearly in great form. He's clearly highly motivated at 30 years of age. And I'm sure he'll be looking here to seal overall victory for Korea Republic. I had the privilege of commentating in 2003 in Paris when he made the final of the World Championships. I actually thought before the final he'd win, but Werner Schlager got the better of him in that final.
Yes, a no Chinese final for a World Championships, not very common. CHOE going to start for the serve. Very nice placement, wide to the backhand, wide to the forehand. That's something we're a little surprised about. The North Korean team, maybe not as much experience against choppers in recent years, but that's a great strategy, moving in and out and side to side. And he definitely seems to know that tactic. He's going for it.
Interesting that he didn't read the no spin there. JOO Saehyuk just came through the ball with that backspin shot. Didn't impart a lot of spin. CHOE lifted thinking there was backspin, so it's absolutely crucial you read the spin.
That's right, one sign of a world-class chopper, being able to deliver a no-spin chop or a very lightly spun ball with a similar motion as your heavy chops. We see a little bit more forehand attack than I would have expected. JOO Saehyuk known for having a monstrous forehand attack to keep his opponents on guard and afraid to leave the ball too high when they're bringing him back in.
But I'm impressed with the start of CHOE. He's played some strong forehand top spins. My slight reservation for CHOE at the moment is he may not, as the rallies start to develop, read the spin as well as he would like.
A little surprised that the rally ended right there for JOO Saehyuk. I think that's the longest rally we've seen, the most chops and loops so far this game.
20-year-old, clenched fist, punch in the air, he's up for it. He doesn't have a world ranking, as you mentioned before, Adam.
3, 4.
But he's clearly a top 50 player in the world if these first 7 points are anything to go by.
Reverse pendulum serve gets CHOE. It's interesting, so far this game, we haven't seen the play we've seen from JOO Saehyuk this tournament. As you mentioned, he's been playing great, taking out top Taipei player. And now he's starting to get his chop back on, varying the spin, giving CHOE some trouble. Excellent loops from both sides, wide to the forehand and then wide to the backhand, forcing JOO around the table.
It's an interesting psychological situation, I feel, for JOO Saehyuk. He's up against a player who's unranked. JOO Saehyuk's demonstrated he's in great form. Everyone expects him to win. And the youngster's just launching himself into topspins.
And it is still the first game. You can see here These big loops, he's turning, hooking the ball, moving it around very well. Nice aggressive push from over the table there by JOO Saehyuk. That's something he's been very clever about doing. Receiving with those long pips, putting some pace on it, forcing an uncomfortable shot right away early in the point. Still even, it's 6 apiece.
Go.
What placement, so wide to the forehand. This game so far, the pattern he's set up is wide to the forehand, deep to the backhand. Of course, that's in the memory of JOO Saehyuk. And then he goes too wide to the forehand in a row, and JOO not able to reach it. Heavy, heavy topspin. We've seen JOO counter over the years, great forehand, but just too much spin on that ball. He's a little bit out of position for it.
Well, that's a great counter topspin from JOO. JOO Saehyuk just threw it up.
You know what? The energy right now that we see from JOO Saehyuk is much like you'd expect him to be affected by his condition. He's looking a little tired out there. And it's now 4 game points for CHOE of North Korea.
CHOE really does play with a lot of power. It's one of the first things you look at when it's a defender versus the attacker. Has the attacker got the armory? Has he got the power? And he certainly has in this case. He can penetrate the defense of JOO Saehyuk.
Nice patience by the defender, staying back on the backcourt, sticking to his defensive guns. 3 more game points for CHOE and the serve right now. Very nice forehand, deep to the forehand corner. First game goes to CHOE of North Korea. Let's see if JOO Saehyuk can adjust his game and show his years of experience coming back in game 2.
Time.
Both players coming back to the table for game 2. JOO Saehyuk's going to serve to start it off. JOO, with years of experience, we expect to see some changes, see how we can adapt his game to pull out game 2. Very nice forehand, wide out to the forehand side of his opponent after his opponent stepped around for the attack. Ball hooking away. First point goes to JOO. Reverse pendulum serve. We don't see that all the time from JOO. Nice conversion of his first 2 serves for points.
I think we'll see JOO Saehyuk here trying to make it much more difficult for CHOE to get in with that strong forehand topspin, particularly early in the rally. A bit more attention to the return of serve. That's where CHOE is so strong. The mid-table chop ball. Launches himself into it. Good technique, reads the spin. Fast forehand topspin down the middle of the table.
Yeah, very impressive power on that forehand. It's been giving JOO a lot of trouble so far. The whole first game, that forehand attack has just been detrimental for JOO. step around, waited patiently, hit it long to the backhand corner. The forehand of JOO should be a very threatening weapon in this match, although it didn't really come into play enough in the first game. Chops are floating a little high still. First time we've seen CHOE miss a forehand like that. JOO gets the point to go up 4-2. Not to say that the forehand attack in game one was for lack of trying. JOO definitely tried to use his forehand attack several times. His percentages were much lower than we're used to seeing. We saw a very interesting shot early in the rally from JOO when he was close to the table. He had a bit of a block with his long pivots to start that rally off. Not an easy ball. Much respect to CHOE for getting that next ball on the table and keeping the rally in his control.
Not as much spin on the ball as CHOE thought. He lifted what he thought was heavy backspin. There wasn't the backspin there to lift, so the ball goes off the end of the table. Saehyuk, it's almost a contradiction in terms, but he has to be a positive defensive player. He's got to vary the spin. He's got to attack when he gets the opportunity.
Very nice movement by CHOE, exploiting JOO's footwork on that one. Wide to the forehand, counter loop rallies. See some forehands, quick decision to attack, and then wide to the backhand. JOO cannot recover. So many times before CHOE's taken that ball wide to the forehand, we understand why JOO would hesitate to make his move back to cover the table. There it is. That's the forehand that we've known for years from Saehyuk. To be an arrow, a dagger in the heart of his opponents. Still trailing, leading by 2. CHOE is now trailing by 2, 4-6 with the serve.
There's a great push in that rally from JOO out wide to the forehand of CHOE. Set up the forehand topspin. Very consistent topspins from CHOE. Reading the spin well, picking out the chop, picking out the float. The chop being the one with heavy backspin, the float with no spin. Very impressive performance by the youngster from Korea DPR. He's only 20 years of age.
Oh, a little help off the top of the net after some monstrous chops. Those forehand attacks were just blasts, and it's really CHOE testing Saehyuk's defense. Nice break there, quick apology. Good reaction time, comes running into the table. Ball's not returned, nothing to worry about. Big forehand, nice inside out to the long part of the table.
Brave play there, that's exactly what he has to do. Runs round the backhand, plays the forehand. The head goes one way, the back goes the other way. Good deception. 3-point lead.
Going for a similar shot to the middle of the table. Push a little too heavy.
It shows you that Saehyuk doesn't want to get into the rallies where he's defending away from the table. Very eager to get in with a strong attack there early in the rally.
Oh, my goodness.
That was an error.
Yeah, that point really should not have been Saehyuk's point. A little bit high there, pops this one up, and he's out of position. Open court on the backhand side, and for the first time in a while, CHOE is not able to convert that point.
Again, it was no spin there. Came through the back of the ball rather than underneath the ball. CHOE lifted off the end of the table. But I have to say, I'm very impressed with the 20-year-old CHOE.
11-6.
The second backhand attempt we've seen from Cho. The last point before it worked out for him, but still a convincing win. 11-6 for JOO Saehyuk to tie this series up at 1-all in the game.
받으려고만 생각해버리면 코스하고 작전이 안쪽으로 깎아놓고
Time. Time.
The match is now at 1 game apiece. JOO Saehyuk showing his great ability to adapt. Not necessarily the survival of the fittest or the strongest, but he who is most able to adapt. Right now, Cho has the serve at 1 game apiece, 0-0 to start game 3.
Interesting. JOO Saehyuk again determined to make it difficult for Cho to get in with that strong topspin. Very clever there, playing it wide into his backhand. I guess he'll also go out wide to Cho's forehand as well, just to keep him guessing where the ball's going.
Very nice placement. Incredible power from Cho right into the body of JOO Saehyuk, forced to just sort of do a self-defense swat at the ball. You can see very uncomfortable shot. The first point of the game, Cho appeared to be standing up straight. And that's a point he's not going to get away with too much either. A little bit high, but fortunately short enough. And JOO is a little late to get there for that flip over the table.
He'll be disappointed with that miss.
A little bit of help off the top of the net. Cho takes an early lead, 3 points to 1. They must rehearse that. The Japanese crowd has this cheer down perfectly in sync. Very nice combination. Heavy forehand topspin loop and then a really heavy underspin shot from the backhand side. A stump for each shot. This is a combo that's going to throw Cho out of rhythm. Very nice placement. Fast wide push deep to the forehand. Cho can't get too comfortable waiting to step around for a forehand attack to the middle of the table in the backhand corner if JOO's going to show him that there's that possibility of that wide push to the forehand.
Exactly, and I think that's the tactic we will see him employ quite a bit, either short into the backhand or wide to the forehand, making it very difficult for him to run round and get his forehand in from the backhand side, because he'll be unsure as if it's going out wide to the forehand. But you can't afford many of those service errors.
5, 3.
Very unusual points as well. Soft touch shot there from Cho, and it looked a bit like an unforced error for JOO Saehyuk. And that forehand ball had JOO's name written all over it, but he could not take the points. He was coming into the table, left a little bit high. 3-point lead for Cho, 6-3. Good idea on the spin variation. A bit sluggish from JOO, still getting to the ball late. You can see on this second shot right here, gets it right near the ground, soft touch, not floating it up.
It's great to see so many supporters here supporting Korea DPR. I think we've got A whole host of them here. I guess it's very rare they get the opportunity to support their team in Japan.
You know, Don, I had heard that myself. I had heard that there was a big fan base for North Korea. I was pretty surprised. So we got some messages here that there's a cheerleader, a leader of the North Korean fan base right now. Their cheer, keep on fighting, keep on going strong is what they're cheering. Nice spin variation from JOO Saehyuk, creeping back slowly at 5'8".
Well, certainly CHOE's going strong at the moment. It's a very impressive performance.
Once again, nice spin variation. Heavy spin on that, and JOO Saehyuk is now 2 points behind. We got some more word about the North Korean cheering. Very unique opportunity for the players from North Korea to be seen by their fan base. Oh, a little luck off the edge of the table. North Korean cheerleaders, there's a student organizing the cheering who said that they'd like to encourage their athletes to keep going and let them know they will always have the support and tell them we're always behind them. Very strong support for North Korea. Oh, a brilliant point by CHOE, fighting off counter loop, chop, counter loop, chop, 1-2 combos, 2 chops in a row. That point had everything, and CHOE managed to pull it out after about a 15-shot rally. Now has 4 game points to go up 2-1 in this crucial match. To the forehand side of the table does it. 11-6 to go up 2-1. CHOE, world rank 45 over JOO Saehyuk right now. World rank number 19 has a 2-1 lead. Stick around for game 4 coming up in just 1 minute.
Fourth game, Korea to serve, love all.
JOO Saehyuk going to be starting off game 4 with the serve, still down 1-2. Very unusual play there. The first chop as deep as they come on the table, the next one a little shorter. CHOE seemed pretty surprised by the bounce.
I have to say I'm very, very impressed by CHOE. 20 years of age. He's got great footwork, he's got great power, he's reading the spin. He appears to be mentally tough. He's playing the big points well. And JOO Saehyuk knows he's got a real battle on his hands here. He's 2-1 down, can't afford to drop another game.
Now, there have been 2 forehand attacks this game from JOO Saehyuk to win him a point each. All last game, toward the end of the game, the forehand attacks were immediately blocked back or countered. Seems like he stepped it up, maybe staying in a little bit closer for that attack. Shot selection, very smart. And there it is again. All 3 points. JOO Saehyuk has scored. The defender, the world-class defender, has won his points with his forehand attack. Change of strategy and tactic here.
Great start by JOO Saehyuk. Just going back to the supporters that are here, Adam, I thought you made some great points. It's also interesting to see they're flying the white unification flag as well. And if you watch the crowd, they're actually applauding the players from the Korean Republic as well. So, as you said before, I think sport transcends everything, and it's just wonderful to see. It's also a wonderful table tennis that we're watching on the table as well. Look at this.
Excellent finishing shot there by JOO, right into the body of JOO Saehyuk. Long rally, great patience. And then when the moment was there, he picked the ball, hit it hard right into the body. And the point you brought up, absolutely heartwarming. The most important message, One Earth 2014. That's Japan's message here. We are one Earth. And even the North Korean players saying, we want unity. Very heartwarming, very touching. A little bit of help off the top of the net.
3 consecutive points for CHOE. He's now right back in this 4th game.
Time out.
Nam-kyu.
Calling the timeout for JOO Saehyuk. Years of experience these players have had together. You know what? It's the most important thing that people, Don. We're all people. We all want to connect. I think a lot of the matters that separate North Korea and South Korea, from the little that I know, have less to do with the people that live there, the citizens. Anywhere you go in the world, you find that humans have hearts and they want to connect, they want to make a difference, they want to help. Of course, there are exceptions to that, but it's not based on country lines. And here at this tournament, we can really see the friendship between the players, the mutual respect, and as you said, the fans, the North Korean fans cheering for both teams in excellent points, just really sends the message loud and clear.
There must be 500 to 1,000 supporters up in the stand there from Korea DPR. They're waving a white unification flag. Obviously they're supporting their team, but they're applauding the players from the Korea Republic as well. As you say, wonderful to see. It's a pleasure to be involved in sport when you see things like this happening.
Absolutely, Don.
3, 4.
But back to the action now, and JOO Saehyuk has got his hands full. He has the smallest of leads, 4-3, but he has to win the next 2 games.
And the first point back from that timeout did not seem to pay off. Service received, just popping it up and out wide to the forehand. I think CHOE took good use of that timeout to come up with a serve that maybe he hadn't quite pulled out before. Short top spin and side spin.
Go! 4, 5.
Every point is so big right now for CHOE. You can see him fired up, more vocalization than we've heard from this player all match. Very nice forehand attack that got 3 of the first 4 points for JOO Saehyuk.
Takes it quite early. Top of the bounce, maybe just after the top of the bounce, but nevertheless played with a lot of power. Bit of side spin. So the ball fading out wide to CHOE's forehand. 5 points each at the halfway stage of the 4th game.
Now that shot has been working for CHOE in the past. Patience, 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 and when the ball's a little bit high, put some extra power on it and hit it right into the body. But it's not easy to pull off. This is why JOO Saehyuk is a world-class chopper. Variation of spin, good placement. He has a 1-point lead again, 6-5. what a point. JOO Saehyuk recovering several shots wide to the forehand, wide to the backhand, top of the net, and the finishing shot way wide to the forehand there. CHOE, unbelievable placement. You see him turn on that, just sort of hug the ball and hook it back into the forehand side, bending away from JOO Saehyuk.
He's making very few unforced errors, this CHOE. Wonderful play. Again, it's the attacking skills of JOO Saehyuk wins the point. He doesn't want to get into these long rallies where he's away from the table using backspin. And he demonstrated that clearly there. His tactics were to serve and get in behind the serve. And the same again, but he misses.
He had a great opportunity there. Nice open forehand court. And just like you said, Don, he's setting up his third ball attack, trying to finish the points quickly. Could be a sign of fatigue. Not sure, could just be a sign of what's going to work best for him against CHOE right now, who's playing so steadily. Very nice placement down the backhand line. Stepping in, getting his opponent to lob the ball.
That's the push that won the point.
These quick decisions, like you said, that push wide to the forehand, CHOE did not see coming. The balance was thrown, and so was the control of the point.
This point against the serve would be very nice for JOO Saehyuk.
Monstrous forehand, just turning on it. A hurricane of power as he comes over that ball. Watch it one more time. Spun up softly, countered. No control over that ball. It is let wild. A natural disaster that we call JOO Saehyuk's forehand.
JOO Saehyuk now with his two serves. Is he going to look to attack behind the serve? No, he's not on this occasion.
Shot falling just short. Great patience again and consistency by CHOE. Soft hands staying under the ball, bringing JOO Saehyuk in and out. Still stepping around for his forehand attack whenever he can.
I think we'll see him looking to attack behind this serve.
Very nice prediction, Don. Great play. JOO Saehyuk mid-distance on both of those attacks and then finding himself in a great position to chop the next ball. He's earned himself 2 game points. Let's see if this timeout carries him through the game. From 4-0 to 4-3, now he's up 10-8. JOO Saehyuk hoping to take this to a 5th and deciding game.
Again, will he look to attack early in the rally?
And he does it with the backhand. That is a very unusual shot. We have not seen it yet this match. But weapons up his sleeves. JOO Saehyuk, very versatile. Ties it up at 2 games apiece. We're heading to the 5th game in just 1 minute.
Time. Time.
So we're back for game 5 of this very exciting match. This is the deciding game. We saw during the timeout, Kim is playing there with some muscle. I'm sorry, CHOE is playing with some spray on his arm to keep it loose from getting cramped up. Nice heavy underspin serve. Chopping down the chopper with his serve on the first point of game 5. Saehyuk had a great look at that ball, came running back into the table at a good spot, picked on the table, but could not place it. Now he's got 2 serves of his own to try and tie it up. Smart placement, finishing the point quickly. CHOE very much in control so far this game. Very wide. You can see he picked the absolute corner of the table to hit that shot to.
Heavy backspin there, butchered the ball, came underneath it. Good use of the wrist, excessive spin. I'm surprised we've not seen JOO Saehyuk look to attack a little bit more at the start of this deciding game.
Right, it seemed like a big factor to help him get through game 4.
Maybe he'll get his attack going shortly.
Doesn't seem to be in the plans. He's quickly serving to get back from the table. His receives. To finish game 4, he hit it, as we discussed, with his long pips for the first time we've seen all match. A rare occasion, but definitely devastating to the opponent. Well, that muscle spray that's on the bicep of CHOE definitely seems to have loosened up his forearm. I mean, his forehand shots, look how hard he's hitting this ball time after time. Going for the wide one to the backhand, little shorter side of the table. And JOO Saehyuk hitting a lighter spin shot, sort of carrying his paddle through the ball as you demonstrated, Don.
A little bit of side spin on with the backspin there. A little bit of variation, winning the point. Of course, the players will change ends after, when one of them gets 5. If CHOE would have changed ends at 5-1, then I think it would have been very difficult. But now, psychologically, JOO Saehyuk can get a few more points, make all the difference. But he doesn't. 5-2 down, ends. It's a tough battle for JOO Saehyuk now.
You know what? You can see that CHOE's hitting the ball with such incredible power, forcing JOO Saehyuk away from the table. When he's that far from the table, some of these chops like that last one are just ending up a little bit too high and too close to the net, allowing CHOE to come in and close out the point. Right idea from JOO Saehyuk. We got to see an attack, but that's the second one to the opposite direction this game that has not landed. CHOE is running away with it, a 4-point lead. He's up 6-2 and has the serve advantage. A little bit of surprise that the ball came back, and then a little bit of luck off the top of the net for CHOE.
Again, I think just to put this performance into perspective, when the Korea Republic played the #2 seeds in the group, Chinese Taipei, JOO Saehyuk was the hero. He won 2 matches, and here he is playing an unranked 20-year-old who is playing just amazing, powerful, consistent table tennis. It's been an awesome display by CHOE. 8-2 in the lead. I can't see JOO Saehyuk coming back.
That's a very interesting way to start a comeback. Recovering a top of the net ball out wide on the camera side there. Cameras on both sides of the net, but still recovering the ball around the camera on the net, deep on the table. Finding the edge of CHOE's paddle. Still a long way to go. And he does it, recovers it from 4. What a crazy shot deep on the forehand side. Almost a Hail Mary, probably extended his paddle out of his hand to even get his racket on the ball. From 8-2 to 4-8. Do they call him JOO Saehyuk, the comeback kid, for nothing? Only time will tell.
And the youngster might just start to feel the pressure a little bit. 8-2 up, he probably thinks, I've got this one in the bag. Maybe he thinks that. Then all of a sudden, he loses a few points, and it's game on.
After a chop very, very deep on the table, it looked like he overcompensated, maybe afraid of chopping it too long, and the next chop hit the net. A little bit of side spin on it, too. was a nice streak that was starting for JOO Saehyuk with 2 in a row. You can see his disappointment there. It is now another 5-point lead for CHOE, up 9-4 in the 5th. Nice forehand attack. Ball comes right back from CHOE. A little bit of an apology for the top of the net. And 6 match points for the unranked North Korean CHOE against world rank number 19, JOO Saehyuk.
I have to say the surprise for me in this deciding game is JOO Saehyuk not attacking quite as much as I thought he would.
And he's tried again. He went with your strategy, but was not able to connect. 11-4, very decisive 5th game for the North Korean. CHOE has put North Korea on the map here. They're on the scoreboard, 1-2. South Korea still leading. We'll be back with the 4th singles match for you in just a bit.